Canvas has had a new quiz system for over a year now, and at BMCC, we're finally turning it on. You still have the option of using the old style quizzes. So if I am in a module on my homepage and I want to make a new quiz, I have the option of using a new quiz or classic quizzes. New quizzes have a few types that weren't there before. It's better management of question banks, now called item banks. There are also some accommodation features that are really nice in this system. And so again, if you go to create a quiz from modules, it'll first say new quizzes. You can switch to classic if you're not ready to do it yet. If you're on the quizzes page, same thing. You go to make a new quiz. It says, hey, you want to use a classic or a new quiz? Tells you a little bit about new quizzes. You could choose to remember that you just want to use classic for now or just new. And there is a way in your settings to undo that choice if you want to be able to switch between them again. For now, I recommend not remembering a choice unless you're sure you want to stick with new quizzes. In my opinion, since the old bank management sucked so bad in Canvas, I'm ready to remember this choice for new quizzes, but for other reasons, I'm not going to do that quite yet. And then you submit your choice. All right, so what's new here? Let's get out of this page for a second and jump into this new quiz I'm working on. All right, so here I'm on the edit page of the quiz, which looks similar to the previous edit page for a quiz, except questions is missing from the top. So the settings here at the top, and then there's a build button here on the bottom, and that's where the questions for the quiz live now. Once you get into the build page, then you'll have more options like the title of the quiz, instructions for the quiz, and then the questions from the quiz. If you have item banks built, these are different than question banks now because it's a new system. You would go to the item banks, and I do too have banks. Interesting. All banks. There we go. So I have a number of properties bank I've started and a syllabus questions bank that I've been working on here. So you can pull questions from one of your banks or all the questions from a bank, kind of like you could before. The big improvement, in my opinion, again, is the way banks are managed. In particular, before in Canvas, if you pulled a question from a bank and then you edited that question in the quiz, you now have two different copies of that question. If you pull a question in the old classic system into a quiz and then you edit it in the bank, it's not going to be reflected in any quizzes that that question was pulled into. So they were independent versions of the questions, which kind of really sucked. Now, however, if you want to edit a question in a quiz like this one right here needs some work, that's the add button. Let's try that again. Here we go. It says you have to edit in the bank. So that's a big deal. No choice. So then I can, change it however I want. Like here, oops, required to come to class 2. After you make your question, make all the adjustments, edit it, whatever, just click done. So here I am in my bank. I'm going to leave the bank. Here I'm back at the quiz. Let's say I want to add a new question. A few different types. You get the stimulus type. Not sure what that is yet. Ordering is new. That's where you can have students where the answer has to be a list of things, and that list has to be in the right order, different from, say, multiple answer. Categorization is a new one. Hotspot's a new one. Hotspot's cool. That's where you can have an image, and a student would have to select part of the image to answer the question, which is pretty awesome. That didn't exist before. So choose whatever question type that you wish. And like before, the question has to have a title. And then the actual question goes down here in what they call the stem. And then whatever answers you have. And then you get to select what's the right answer. You can't leave blank answers. In the previous system, you could, which was a problem most of the time. So if you do leave a blank and you go to be done, or you go to do something further, like add it to a bank, it's going to say, hey, you're not done. This answer can't be blank. Oh, okay. And it'll also warn you if you leave the stem blank, which is the actual question students see, or the title that it helps categorize in the bank system. I guess that's about it for now. If you have any questions, let us know in the Tech Hub. And I hope you enjoy new quizzes. I think they're way better. I hope you end up liking them too.